Donnacha O, a professor of politics at Dublin City University. Thanks so much for coming in on the show. Now, the polls suggest the parties may be equal in terms of percentages. So how will this translate into seats, or will it translate into seats?
It's going to be remarkably difficult. I mean, for the last century of Irish political history, we've had a pendulum of power between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Those two parties have dominated Irish politics, but now a third party, as you suggest, has come onto the scene, and the vote is divided equally between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, which are centre-right, and Sinn Fein, which is centre-left. And Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael have said they won't go into coalition with Sinn Fein. So if they've ruled out going into coalition with Sinn Fein, and Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael won't go into coalition with each other, they have run out of coalition parties. They're still acting like they're big parties who can choose small coalition partners, but now everybody is a small party in a way, and they'd have to be much more imaginative to create a working majority. So there's a lot of instability ahead. The smaller parties will be vital in determining who will form this government. We may have another election within a year.
Professor Beachain, one of the major stories of the election campaign was this surge in support for the Sinn Féin. So how did leftist nationalist party manage to make significant gains in this election particularly?
Simply, after 9 years of the same government, people were tired of the status quo, and indeed after decades of alternating between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, the voters were obviously looking for something different, and Sinn Féin seemed to have monopolised that kind of section of the electorate who have an appetite for change. Change, of course, is something that is always evident in an election, and the party that can capture that is always the challenger party. So Sinn Féin have eclipsed all other smaller parties, challenging parties, to become the main opposition party. And for that reason, you know, they managed to capitalise on the issues like housing, on healthcare, and make it relevant to ordinary people who have felt that the current government is out of touch. Of course, Sinn Féin stands for other things as well, not least a united Ireland. They are in government in Northern Ireland. If they were to take part in government here in the Republic of Ireland, they would be in government in both parts of Ireland, north and south, and that would be truly transformative.
Mm-hmm. And Professor, in your opinion, what kind of government will Ireland have in the future? I mean, both Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil have said they would not enter coalition with Sinn Féin. So what are we going to look at in the next couple of days?
The only working majority that could be established, perhaps, is if Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael coalesced, if they formed a coalition with each other. That would be, again, a revolutionary step, because these parties, even though they have very little differences between them in terms of policy, their origins in the civil war of almost a century ago have made them rivals for so long that psychologically they find it very difficult, the idea to coalesce. So I think that that's the only stable solution. Every other alternate possibility is instability. And I think that most likely, as I said, we'll face into a series of months of negotiations, followed by instability, and as I said, another election in another year is not an unusual outcome, I think, in this situation.
Okay, thanks so much for your insight. Donnacha O, a professor of politics at the Dublin City University. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with us here at TRT World.